Goddess, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on my notifications so you don't miss a thing. Today I will be filming me and my son's birth story. I planned on doing a labor and delivery video, but things did not turn out how I expected it. So if you want to hear about our birth story, stay tuned and make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on my notifications, and let's get into this video. In the morning, it was still a little dark outside, but the sun was rising. Actually, I was asleep and I had a dream that I was having contractions, and when I woke up, I was actually having contractions. So I knew, the reason I knew that there were contractions because when I was having my Braxton Hicks earlier in my pregnancy, it was just only in like the stomach area. You know, in my experience, it was like only in the stomach area. So I knew it was different on this day because it was in 3 parts of my body. It was in my stomach area, my hips, and then in my back. So I was like, okay, these are a little different. So I actually so I can get checked in. So after that, I took a shower, brushed my teeth. I just got myself together, and then I woke my sister up, and she said, "Are you sure they're contractions or not Braxton Hicks?" So I didn't know because this is my first pregnancy, but she has kids, so she would know. So she just said, "Well, just finish getting yourself together." So I guess she's seeing how much pain I was in. She was just like, "Okay, yeah, these are contractions." So after that, after we both got ourselves together and prepared to go, I just checked through my hospital bag to make sure that I had everything because I did not want to forget anything. So anyway, she called our dad. He came to pick us up and he dropped us off at labor and delivery. We entered through emergency because they had all the other parts blocked off because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we went through the emergency entrance and they had to screen us. They had to take our temperature and they had to give us masks. So after they did that, one of the ladies who was screening people who came in, she just kind of wheeled us up to labor and delivery. I mean, we knew where it was, but she just, she offered to take us there. So after she wheeled us up there, I went to the front desk. I had to check in. She asked me all the normal questions. She asked me, she asked me all the normal questions that you'll be asked when you go into labor. So I was gonna stay in the wheelchair, but she was just like, it's better for you to walk. It's better for you guys to, to walk off your contractions. So I got up and I walked. I was still having contractions during the time. Yeah. So I went to triage. That's the place that you have to check in. So that's like before you go into the delivery room, or the room that you're gonna deliver in. They had to basically monitor my contractions and monitor his heartbeat. So I laid in a bed or whatever, and they hooked me up to the monitors, and they were just, tracking my contractions. I had a normal one, and then she was just like, breathe through them, and I don't take pain, well, so it was kind of intense for me. But you guys, here's where it takes a turn for the worse. In my opinion, it was the worst. I don't know how you guys will feel about the situation, but for me, it wasn't okay, and I did not enjoy the fact that I had to go through this, but you guys will see. But so they were monitoring my contractions or whatever, and she said that my contractions were a little bit too long and too deep, and they were putting stress on my son's heart, making his heart rate go down. And it was kind of scary because like on this side was his heart monitor, where's the monitor where it monitor his heart, and that side it was like my contractions, and I could hear his heartbeat going. So I was like kind of worried. I started shaking. I was scared. I was like, you know, in my head, I was like, what's wrong with my baby? Is my baby going to survive? Is he going to live? Like, I was like, it was so many thoughts going through my head, and I did not know what to think. I was so scared. You know, it was a scary situation. So so she said that if I have another contraction like that, then they will have to just get me prepped for emergency C-section. So I had another contraction. It was a normal contraction. She said, "Okay, that's good. Those are the contractions we are looking for." And let me let you guys know, I was only 2 centimeters dilated. And if anybody who had a baby, they know you have to be at least 10 centimeters to actually give birth. You know, push out the baby or whatever. I was only 2 centimeters. So if you know, if my contractions were normal, then I probably would have been sent back home. But since, well, actually no, because she said that because I was so small, that I was going to be admitted today and give birth today. So either way, I was going to give birth to my baby on that day. But I had to give birth to him a little bit faster because of my contractions. So after that last contraction, after that normal contraction, here came one of the scary contractions again. I had another one of those contractions, and she said, okay. So she called one of the nurses that was in the lobby, at the desk. She said that get the OR prep, because she might have to have an emergency C-section if she has another contraction like that. So this is how the contraction was. Like, my normal one was like this. It just was like that. But the contraction that was making his heart rate go down, it was like this. It went down like that and then came up like that. So, you can imagine how scary that was. So she said that if you have one more like that, then you're going to have to do it. So I had another contraction like that. And then they had me get on my hands and knees to see if a different position would make my contractions go a little easier. But that actually didn't happen. So I had another contraction like that. She said, okay, well, lay down, so we have to get you to the OR room. So they hurry up and wheeled me to the OR, and over the speakers I could hear, I can't remember the name because I was, my mind was going all crazy, but it was just like something, OR. So they wheeled me into the OR, and they wheeled me into the OR, and it was like about 7 doctors. I can't remember what department each doctor was in, but I know it was an anesthesiologist doctor, it was a pediatrician doctor. It was like a whole bunch of doctors in different departments. They were all in the room making sure that I was being prepped correctly for the C-section. One of the doctors, the anesthesiologist, he was explaining to me what was going on. He was saying, okay, because of your contractions being too deep and putting stress on your son's heart, we're gonna have to give you a emergency C-section. So they were getting me prepped. They gave me this. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a shape of a coffee creamer. You know the coffee creamers you guys get, but I had to drink it. It was like really strong. It tastes like pop, but it was like so much nastier. But they said that it was to settle my stomach acid, so I guess it wouldn't affect the baby or affect the C-section. I don't know why. I don't know what it was, but I didn't care. So he asked one of the nurses, I think that was in his department. He asked one of the nurses how long the spinal would take. I guess the regular epidural would take. She said 10 minutes. He was like, oh no, we don't have that much time. So I had another contraction, and he said, okay, well, let's get her prepped. So they put a oxygen mask on me, and then they administered the medicine through. But before they did that, it was a lot of doctors around. They put an IV in me, like right here. it's not, yeah, you can't see the scar anymore, but they put a, yeah, they put an IV in my arm, and it was just a whole bunch of doctors. I was strapped to the bed like this, basically like this, and that's when they put the oxygen mask on me, and then administered the medicine through. And then I was asleep. Next thing I know, you guys, I woke up to my baby. He was, he was making little baby sounds. Not little baby sounds, but he was making sounds. So in my head, I was like, okay, what's going on? I was so confused. Like, I didn't know where I was. It took me a while to wake up. It was like kept opening my eyes and kept opening them, but it took me a while to wake up. And then, it was cool because I didn't really care about like how I felt. I did feel horrible, like my throat was hurting, my whole body was hurting, but I didn't really care because I was happy that my baby actually made it safely. Because, you guys, I'm going to be honest, in my head, I did not think that we would survive. It was just a whole bunch of crazy stuff going through my head. It was like, oh my God, like I was like, oh, OMG, what's going on? So I didn't think that I would survive, and I didn't think that my baby survived, but I was praying at the same time that all this stuff was going through my head. I was praying to Allah that me and my baby survived this C-section. Yes, me and my son are C-section survivors, COVID-19 survivors. We got through that. You guys, please excuse that noise. That was just him. But yeah, we got through the C-section. We got through COVID-19. And as you can see, we are safe. We are healthy. He's healing. I'm healing. That's most of the reason why it took me so long to do this birth story, because I had to make sure I was healed, and I wanted to make sure I felt good enough to do this. But anyway, yeah. So I was in the recovery room. I was laying down in the bed, and my son was like right here in the little baby bed, and I could hear him, and like in my mind I was just like, yes, my baby's out. But I didn't know how he looked. I didn't get to do like any of the normal stuff. I didn't get to like push him out. I didn't get to cry when I seen him, but everything, but I didn't care because he was out, he was safe. But yeah, he was like on that side of me. So when I actually woke up and came to, I kind of looked over there and was like, okay, there's my baby, and I kind of smiled. I was in pain, but I kind of gave a little, I was happy. And then after I woke up, the nurse, she came over and talked to me. She said, if you don't remember, you had your contractions were a little bit too strong. You had a C-section, and we had to. So yeah, but that was our birth story. I will be filming his face and name reveal in the next video. I'm probably going to be filming that next. So if you guys see me in this, just know that it was the same day. Guys, I'm not dirty. I don't wear the same shirt. But anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell and turn my notifications on so you know when I post and you don't miss a thing. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am Slim Goddess, and I will see you guys in a next video. Bye, guys.